Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Auriemma, and this is the All-Star Special from Yankee Stadium. I'm here with Chris Shearn, and Chris, this is some spectacle right now where it's the pitch, hit, and run competition for the kids.
Absolutely. It's good to see these kids out here, but I have to say that I'm pretty envious that they get to actually go on the field, and I'll probably never step foot out there.
Hitting on the tees right now. It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. I want to take some live BP, but it's just not going to happen, Joe.
Well, so far, this stadium has been pretty cool. I mean, we've had the Futures game already. We had the Celebrity game. We got the Home Run Derby, and we got the All-Star game. It really is something how this All-Star game does come together.
I don't know how you could have ended Yankee Stadium's last year, well, with the exception of maybe having a World Series being played here at the end of the year as well. But even if that doesn't happen, having this game here, having the Midsummer Classic in the house that Ruth built in its final year is just something to behold. I mean, you just look out there, you see the kids having a great time, you see the stadium decorated. It's just a great time right now in the Bronx.
And the Home Run Derby actually not going to have any Yankees participating in it, but it still should be a great time for everybody.
It definitely should be, but I have to get this off my chest. I mean, I know Alex Rodriguez didn't want to mess up his swing. He said that it would mess it up if he was in the Home Run Derby, but you have to put this into perspective. This is for the fans. I know he has a responsibility to the... Right, and I know this is, this is for the fans, and I know A-Rod, doesn't want to mess up his swing. He has a responsibility to the New York Yankees, but this is the last season of the Yankee Stadium. We're having the All-Star game here. No Yankees are in this competition. Jason Giambi was invited also, but he also said he didn't want to do it unless he was an All-Star. I think these guys made a mistake. I think this place would have went absolutely bananas if either one of these guys was in the home run competition.
Now, the three Yankees that did make it, Mariano Rivera, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, they made it to the All-Star team. Joe Girardi's a coach. It's got to be pretty thrilling for those guys to be here at Yankee Stadium playing in this All-Star game, representing the Yankees.
Absolutely. I mean, think about Joe. It's his first year managing the team, and he's in the dugout for the All-Star game. Terry Francona dubbed him as one of the coaches, and of course, Mo and A-Rod and Jeter, they're perennial All-Stars. This is nothing new to them. And the only thing really missing, Joe, is Joe Torre in the National League dugout for the Dodgers, but that would have been unbelievable.
Yeah, well, Lou Piniella is coming back. He's one of the coaches, so that's pretty cool. But speaking of Lou Piniella and his Cubs, what a showing from them in the first half. And they have 8 All-Stars on the team. Wood can't play, so he's replaced by another Cub, Carlos Marmol, who we've been talking about on YesNetwork.com for a long time. Great showing by the Cubs.
Absolutely, and just, 1908 is the last time they won a World Series, and the National League this year, the Brewers just got CC Sabathia, so they're going to be some competition for Chicago. But I think Lou Piniella has that team poised to make a long run in this year's postseason. Now,
what are your thoughts for a Yankees run in the second half? They finished off the first half. It's just been a weird year for this team. I mean, sometimes they look like they're going to go on a 10-game winning streak, and sometimes they look like, oh my God, this team is never going to do anything.
You definitely have to talk about the injuries, Joe, because the first and foremost, Hideki Matsui was one of the hottest hitters in the American League. He goes down with a knee injury. Johnny Damon started out slow, was on fire. Okay, he goes down with an injury. The rest of the lineup, it's either hit or miss. A-Rod gets hot, but the rest of the guys aren't doing something. Jeter and Posada get hot. A-Rod goes into a slump. They just can't get the pitching and the hitting to go together like they normally do, and it's just not working for them this year.
And one thing that's really been a problem with this team is in previous years they didn't do well against left-handed pitching. Now they're terrible against left-handed pitching, and they're very lefty-heavy. That seems to be a very big problem for this team.
It's so bad that Brian Cashman is actually looking into bringing the struggling Richie Sexson onto the Yankees. This guy was hitting .218 for the Mariners. They couldn't get him out of Seattle fast enough, and now the Yankees are desperate for him because he was hitting .344 in 61 at-bats against left-handed pitching. Why not? I mean, the Yankees can't hit lefties. Why not bring Richie Sexson here and have him platoon with Jason Giambi?
Any predictions for the second half for the Yanks?
I really think they need to go out and make a couple moves. They need a starter. He doesn't have to be a lights-out ace, but they definitely need a starter. They also need a corner outfielder. They need another bat, Joe. They need a right-handed bat that could actually do something against this left-handed pitching that has them befuddled And they need somebody like a Richie Sexton who's been doing well against lefties. Maybe not Sexton, but someone else. And they also need some help in the bullpen. Dan Geis is just not going to cut it in the second half.
One thing that you can say is the bullpen might be the best part of this team right now.
It's very ironic. In spring training, Jabba Chamberlain was being touted as a starter, and we didn't know what that was going to do to the back end of the bullpen. But the back end of the bullpen has been one of the strengths this year instead of one of its weaknesses. It's been unbelievable.
Farnsworth really found his stroke.
Yeah, Kyle Farnsworth is unhittable. Joe Girardi said he was going to work with him and get him back on track when they played together with the Cubs, and Girardi's been right. Kyle Farnsworth has found some magic, and he's been doing well. Jose Veras has come out of nowhere. Edward Ramirez also doing a great job. So the bullpen is actually the strength of this Yankee ball club right now, when it was supposed to be a little bit of the starting rotation, but definitely the lineup.
Now, this might be a little dated when we actually post this, but let's see how good we are. Who's your prediction to win the home run derby tonight?
I have to go with Josh Hamilton, definitely.
Great story already.
As we all know, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am the host of Yankees batting practice today.
Toot away.
And no tooting necessary. And we do see a lot of batting practice, and we do see a lot of home runs hit in batting practice, but Josh Hamilton probably hit the longest home run. No, he did hit the longest home run I've ever seen in the 3-year run of Yankees batting practice today. He hit it over the bleacher creatures, and it hit the wall behind them. So he might put on a big display tonight, and I'm hoping for that. But how good would it have been if Josh Hamilton was in the finals from the left side and Alex Rodriguez was on the finals from the right side?
Well, again, once this goes up on the site, we're actually going to know who is the home run derby champion. Grady Sizemore. Love him.
Okay.
Love him. He's hitting his stride at the right time. He's hitting his stride at the right time, hitting a lot of home runs right now. I'm going with Grady. I'm on the Grady Sizemore bandwagon. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the All-Star Special from Yankee Stadium here on YesNetwork.com. For all of you clamoring for more web shows this week, we're actually going to be taking a hiatus until next week. This will be the only one you'll see. So, for Chris Shearn, I'm Joe Auriemma saying we'll see you next time on YesNetwork.com.